Ready? All right. Dave, episode 8. What's up, Dave? How's everything?
What's up?
All right, good. You're good? You good? We have a great guest today. Tate, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. My name's Eric Feeney. This is Feeney Talks with Friends. I'm the founder of Friends of Feeney. It's a nonprofit. We help children and families that have heartbreak or tragedy. And I use this avenue to talking to wonderful people that do right in the community. We have a great guest today, Tate. Again, I already said what's up, but what's up again, Tate?
Not too much, man. Just happy to hear with you. Appreciate the invite to come on. Thank you for putting this all together. You know, I think it's cool what you're doing here with both, obviously, Friends of Feeney, but also engaging local community members, you know, being able to bring in and talk about what's going on and hopefully create more excitement.
Yeah, cool. That's what we're doing. That's what it's all about. So he wrapped it up. He said it for me. Review episode 18, Matt Whitney, Maximum Beverage. He helps out at the can drive. He donates his box truck. He donates lots of cans. I couldn't have done it without him. He saved me easily $170 because the first time we rented a U-Haul. So thank you, Matt. We did a brown bag in it. Check it out. Episode
Geico savings.
18, right?
Geico savings right there.
Right? That stuff adds up.
Yep.
Matt came through. Thank you, Matt. And we had a good episode. And then to review again, episode 17, the end of episode 17. Can we talk about it? What do you think about the end of episode 17? You feeling comfortable in that chair, Tate?
I am, yeah. You know, I'm uncertain, I guess, but I'm comfortable. I mean, you told me to check it out, so I went and, I'll be honest, I did a little fast forward action, jumped around a little bit. Yeah. And yeah, that's, I don't know. You were like sitting on, what was that, wicker furniture?
It was a old-fashioned wood chair. You know, I sat in it for an hour and 15 talking with Len. And then at episode 17, spoiler alert or fast forward alert, 1 hour and 2 minutes. You'll see some good stuff on 17. I need some suggestions.
You know what it reminded me of? Like, I grew up going to summer camp up in Maine, and it was a religious camp. So you like go to church sometimes, and the chairs were these like wooden chairs that folded up.
Yep.
And every once in a while, you know, you get a real rickety one. Somebody would be sitting there during silent prayer and just hit the floor, and everybody would start laughing. And then, you know,
that's exactly what it was.
There was no getting the class straight after that. Wooden chairs. We had to end it. There was no going back after that. So, are pranks a thing in school anymore? Like, is one of your students going to see this and like saw one of the legs on your chairs a little bit, so you fall?
But I did end the day on Friday because Friday, they're, you know, end of the day, I think it was BYOD, Technology Day. I said, listen, if you guys sit quietly, I'll show you something funny.
Bring your own device. Okay, gotcha.
So it was, they get these things called Eagle Eyes. If you get 15 Eagle Eyes, you earn a prize, and they picked Device Day. So we had some Switches and iPads, and kids got 30 minutes of free play. They had to share. They had to be respectful, responsible with their devices. But then, you know, they're excited, and I was like, they loved it. So they went home. I think parents are watching now because of episode 17. Len.
All right, nice.
Also want to shout out, I was walking the dog yesterday. This is hopefully a nice little segue. But I walked by Woolgate Park, and I see all these baseball coaches, you know, staying late or going in early, raking up the fields, and that made me think of Mike Davidson. Shout out to Mike Davidson. He's in the West Hartford Youth. He gave me the idea of the can drive. We were going to do it in a parking lot and set up a dumpster. I had Payne's donating a dumpster. He wanted me to set it up in front of my house and have people drive by. But thanks to you, Tate, and thanks to my friends at Gastro Park, we're having it at Gastro Park, and I cannot thank you enough. That means a lot to Friends of Feeney. That means a lot to the community. So what made you say yes to the can drive?
I mean, we always wanted Gastro Park to be a part of the community, you know, and be a, you know, philanthropic as it could be. So when you reached out, you know, it was obviously a no-brainer for us. I mean, the more that we can utilize our venue and our facility as a means to do good, you know, we're going to try and do that. And obviously there's a silver lining for us in that we're bringing people together to the Gastro Park. They're donating cans, and then they're hanging around. They're buying food. They're supporting other local small businesses. So it's a win-win.
No, we started in January. It was like 10 degrees. I made the foolish mistake of making it 12 to 6. Yep. At 5, it got dark. My hands were chapped and cold for about a week. But we raised $470 in cans. And it was great. And then, again, but that cut into the cost with the U-Haul. But then I talked with Matt, and he came back in February. It was a little warmer, and we saved money with the cans. And then we worked it out where Chet, another friend, check him out at the West Hartford Redemption Center and drop off any can you want any day and just say, hey, this is for the Friends of Feeney account, and Chet will put it on. Chet stays open, a half an hour later, so we can just, Gastro Park is right down the street. So Matt, we just loaded him up, brought him right down to Redemption Center. Chet eyeballs it. He's like, that's about $260. So, and it's working out. And then March was phenomenal. March, we didn't get that many in cans, but we got food donations. We got clothing donations. We sold a lot of swag. It was a beautiful day. It was like, that was my St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, it was a great day. Shout out to Drinks Mechanics. I don't know how you connected with me, you connected me with him because he was there, but great guy.
Yeah, no, they're good guys. They got a great product. It was a no-brainer because they, can all of their beverages. So it's can drive. To have them there made sense. They're the same sort of philosophy as Gastro Park. They want to give back and, be able to be a contributing member of the community in terms of, not only, being a small business, but trying to help out other people who are in need. So, yeah, it was a no-brainer. And we have a lot of other great food trucks that I think, will continue to work with us as we keep doing this and try different things, like the Uber Dog collaboration.
Yeah.
A lot of good things to come, especially once we get the inside open, hopefully very shortly. Be able to do a lot of different cool things.
Yeah, Drink Mechanics. Try the Green Monster and the El Guapo.
Yeah.
Those are my two faves.
Yeah.
And then, speaking, you brought it up. So, which one are we going to talk about first? This Sunday. I don't know when this airs, but this Sunday, we're doing a Sunday can drive this week because you have an art pop-up on Saturdays. You want to talk a little bit about the art pop-ups?
Yeah,
That's some cool stuff going on down there, too.
Yeah, the Weha Artist Emporium approached us about doing some art pop-ups. So they did a great job as far as curating a list, setting it up, and it's basically every other Saturday going over the next few months. So next one's on the 15th, then the following week is off, and then another one. So each week there's two artists. They each have like a 10 by 10 setup. First week we had a candle maker who takes, bottles and recycled glasses and turns them into candles. And then also this really cool wood maker who had cutting boards, a lot of other things. So there's a whole bunch of different types of artists, a whole bunch of different types of mediums. And it all kind of just ties back to the Gastro Park's goal of trying to help small businesses. Obviously, food trucks are one of the biggest players, and that's like the primary type of small business that we're trying to support. But, the list goes on in terms of, once our bar is open, supporting local craft breweries, supporting artists. The art on our walls is going to be, done by local artists. Some of it might be evolving, where we have a different artist come in on a quarterly basis. So we wanted to be a place that is kind of has something for everybody, whether it be food or, entertainment.
And very community driven.
Yep, absolutely.
That's why I knew the connection was right away, because we talked it out, and pretty much I just said my idea, and before I even finished, you agreed to it. So again, thank you. The can drives have been a success. We are getting people. We didn't have one in April. April was a busy month on the weekends for the Feeney family. So, But I got emails. Hey, you having another can drive? Hey, we have all these cans. There's a screen. People are taking pictures. These are my cans on my back porch. And I'm like, all right, I believe you. You have cans. Bring them on May. So we're doing May 16th and also May 16th. And then we're trying something, a Yappy Hour. I came up with Yappy Hour. It's going to be a Friday event, May.
Did you come up with that term?
Yeah, I made that up.
I
didn't Google it at
sure.
all. Made it up. So made this up. And then it's funny that you say that. Here's a flyer. Let's zoom in on that flyer. It's a BYOD, not device like I had at school, but a bring your own dog event. Yeah. Look at the Uber dog. Shout out to Uber dog and Deanna O'Brien.
On a leash.
Yep, on a leash.
Friendly.
Yeah, don't bring any killers. And see this shirt right here? My dog is my friend with the Uber Dog Gastro Park. And let's zoom in on that. That's going to be a T-shirt. And you're going to start pre-ordering those. There's going to be a website. Start pre-ordering it, and it will be there for you on May 21st.
Feeney's best friend, is that true? Is your dog your best friend?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, that little guy. I was never a dog guy, and now I'm a complete dog guy.
What were you? Just not an animal person?
I pushed it off for a while.
Cats?
No.
Did you have animals growing up?
Yeah, I had like 6 or 7 cats, but it was
6 or 7 cats at once?
They kept getting hit by cars.
Over a extended period of time, or
yeah, no, at one hit by a car.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
hit by a car. Ma was like my favorite. Ma.
Feeney, I thought you were a cat lady for a second.
Then Otto, named after the Simpsons bus driver,
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple of them. But I swear they all just got hit by cars. My dog Susie Q got hit by a dog.
My childhood cat that I grew up with, like my first animal, Pookie. She got eaten by coyotes.
Ooh.
So we
Ouch.
suspect. No, can't confirm that. I guess it's still a cold case, but unfortunately, where I grew up, like, was right where our property ended. Weir Farm, which is like a national park, all woods. Really beautiful place to go hike around, especially in the fall. But just so the woods there were, alive at night.
Whoa. No, I'm a big dog guy now. Now it was like our guy started in the cage.
You've always been a big dog guy, right?
Big dog. Where my dog's at? Arr, arr, arr. But anyway, speaking of dogs, where my dog's at? Uber Dog. Check those cute little dogs with the hats.
Yep. We're big fans of Uber Dog. Dan over at Uber Dog has been a big supporter of Iron and Grain and small business in general. When I started out back in 2015, both just from like advice perspective as well as giving me a place to store some of my business related materials. So he, we're excited to be able to partner with him on a more substantial level. We did a pop up with him last spring, actually with Dog Star, where we, it was all about getting dogs adopted.
Oh, very
so
nice.
I think this will be another good transition to be able to help Friends of Feeney bring together the trinity of Uber Dog, Friends of Feeney, and Gastro Park.
Yeah, I like it. That's a great, and it's going to be on a shirt. Commemorative with a shirt. Oh, shout out to Neela Feeney. She's the head of directors and flyers initiative. That's funny that you saw her, and there was a recycling sign on your garbage, and I was like, she's going to make a sign. And you were like, how does she feel about you always just
Signing her up for stuff.
Yeah. And she also made this one.
She gave me a very honest answer, too.
What was that?
Just basically that she deals with it pretty much. She usually finds out in the 11th hour, and she makes the best of it.
You made a good reference, though. It's going to help you later in life. So
It's
that's
true.
Good save. I appreciate that. You hear that, kids? It's going to be a good save. So please recycle. So we've got a bunch of QR codes here. This one is to learn more about Friends of Feeney. This one's to check out our previous can drive. This one's to purchase some merch. This one's to donate. And this spot right here, Tate, is going to be where your podcast is going to be.
Oh, wow.
We'll
Okay.
hopefully hang these around. And that's Sunday, May 16th, 12 to 4.
QR code master.
Yes, a lot of QR codes. That's what the kids are doing these days. This one might be a little excessive.
Makes sense. I mean, that's what we're going to have at the Gastro Park, QR codes on each table for the menu. Just, obviously it's easy to be
all
paperless.
the menus went
Yeah.
QR code during COVID.
I guess it's good for the environment. Less
And
printing.
everyone's holding their phone practically all the time anyway.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so
Did you get a haircut recently?
no, but you gave me a business card.
I did, yeah. No, I asked because it looked like
those grays. Come
looked-
on now, the cut is long overdue. I think I may call her.
You should.
I really liked your beard the other day.
Yeah.
You got to shout her out now.
Well, my beard is a little. It's got.
Not
I
looking
got.
so
I
sharp
got
right
mask
now.
beard right now. I've been running around all day wearing my mask. But yeah, Lindsay, she has her own little stall over at. I don't even know what it's called, but it's where. It's basically right across from Whole Foods in Blueback Square. It's a place where like barbers and stylists like rent out a stall within this space, and so her LG Barber Company. That's what it's called. And yeah, she does
Maybe we'll put her link in the
haircuts.
in the
Yeah, you should have
podcast.
her on. She's probably got some interesting stories. She used to live out in Vegas. She's from Maine originally. Very nice person though.
Yeah, I want to do a LeBron James barbershop podcast. Can she cut me and interview
That's
me at the same time?
I like that idea. You should do
right
it
here.
Yeah.
Dave, can we make that happen? Come on.
We'll see what we can do.
Dave said yes. That's his way of saying yes. All right, so
I've been telling her I think she needs to get take a horse trailer, because the big thing is now people are taking these horse trailers and turning them into mobile bars. So you take a horse trailer and turn it into a mobile barber shop, because all these, Iron and Grain caters a lot of weddings, even some, Jack and Jill's, bachelor parties. And she could roll up to somebody's, house or the venue, take care of all the groomsmen, bring it on site. People love, when they can just have stuff brought to them turnkey and they don't have to go a million different places.
Yeah, during COVID, I had a barber for 24 years in Waterbury. He's cut my hair since I was 14 till I was 38. Waterbury. We got to shout out Waterbury every episode. What minute are we so we know? I got making a compilation of my Waterbury shout outs.
I used to live in Middlebury for a little bit, 2 years.
Middlebury.
Yep, right next to Waterbury.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, my barber. So barber's coming to the house. You feel, obviously you don't have to drive. You're in your comfort of your own home. You could shower right after. A lot of pluses.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the horse trailer. Reach out to, what's her name again?
LG Barber Company. That's what you find her on Instagram. Give her a follow on there. Name's Lindsay.
Nice.
But, small business owner, and that's what we're all about, trying to support other entrepreneurs, people who are trying to, pursue that dream.
Speaking of the gram and technology, who runs your Instagram, Facebook, websites?
That's Hillary Brooks. She's the bar manager for Iron and Grain. She wears a few different hats. And then she's the events and social media manager for the Gastro Park. So she does a great job with that.
Very cool.
We're very intentional in setting up some brand guidelines ahead of time for what we wanted, the, various social media platforms to look and feel like, best practices, trying to keep posts, under a certain number of words, for all the millennials out there who have short attention spans.
Oh, yeah.
And, obviously posting things that are engaging. Like, two of the most engaging things on the internet are pictures of food and pictures of dogs.
Yep.
And if you go on the Gastro Park, social media, we've got those in spades. So,
it's this close to getting my dog on the Gastro Park.
It's got to get a little more.
He would not wear the Easter.
Yeah. His modeling skills are, he's a little shy.
Yep. He did not get a treat that night. That's for sure. He went to
We'll
bed
give it another
without
shot,
treat.
though, because he's a very striking dog.
Yeah, he's got a good little mullet and beard and eyebrows. That's the only thing going for him. He's all looks.
Distinguished is how I would describe him.
Yeah, someone said he looks like a wizard. He should be in Harry Potter.
He does look like, people are like, people who look like their dogs.
Yeah.
Bowsers.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's like the term unofficially.
I took a selfie when I had my beard out. I had gray in my beard.
Yep.
And we were Bowsers.
We get a lot of dogs at the Gastro Park, and not everybody's a Bowser, but we've gotten a few, and I try to sneakily take a picture of them and send it to my girlfriend.
There's another Bowser. # Bowser. No, dogs are great. It's dog friendly down there. It's kid friendly down there.
Yep, definitely.
I can walk there from my house. You just got a great thing going, and I think it was a wonderful idea. And it was the timing, even though the world was not in good timing. I felt that opening, that it was outside, safe. You were keeping people separate. You're still keeping people separate, and just I thought it was a good little idea. Where did you get the idea? Who were the brains behind the operation?
Yeah.
Not saying you're not the brains behind the
operation.
No.
There's many hands at work here. It all started, so my previous job, I shouldn't say my previous job, but one of my prior jobs, I worked there for about 8 years, I worked for Audio Marketing, a company that designed and sold non-traditional radio marketing campaigns. So regular radio commercials, podcast endorsements, branded content, a lot of event activations, things of that nature. So I was in sales, and I had to go out and find clients, and one of the clients that I ended up going out and getting was Nestle Purina, the dog food company out in St. Louis. So one of the brands that I ended up working with was this food truck, or this dog food called Chef Michael's. And, Nestle Purina has 20 different brands of dog food, and they're all targeted at a different type of dog owner. So this was for people who like to cook for their pets, chef-inspired food. So we helped them launch a food truck for dogs, and this thing went all around the country. So I got to go to some of these events, like big food truck events, and Chef Michael's was there mostly just to sample, their product and pass out some branded bandanas and things like that. So that kind of opened my eyes to food truck culture in other areas. I saw that here in Connecticut things were, percolating, but there was still a lot of area for opportunity. So that's kind of where Iron and Grain and the Gastro Park were formed. Launched Iron and Grain first because that was obviously a much easier thing to do. So that kind of was like sampling the waters, testing everything to make sure that the Gastro Park was a good idea, trying to become more of an expert in the food truck space. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always was really into wood-fired cooking between my father and summers in Maine, but I never had any professional training in terms of, a culinary degree or anything like that. But that's kind of what inspired all of it. So back in 2016, I first approached the town about changing the zoning so that food trucks and food truck parks could even be a thing in West Hartford, because at that time they weren't allowed. And just over that process went from, recruiting my two business partners, Sherry and James, to come and join me, as well as, jumping over a few zoning hurdles, purchasing a property and building it out to where, we are today. So it's, a facility that people can comfortably dine inside, outside, and food trucks can use it as a venue to be able to, grow their small businesses.
Yeah, before that, I've only seen food trucks on the New Haven Green and Longworth. I used to live in New Haven. Like, there weren't even food trucks around here. So
yeah, we did not reinvent the wheel. There's been food truck parks in Texas for many, many years. The idea is just evolving. So we just took the concept and kind of tweaked it slightly to work in New England. Because obviously we have seasons here. We can't just be outside all year round. So that's why the building is important. And we tried to diversify some revenue streams. So it's not all just focused on, food trucks vending. There's events and commissary functionality, and we have some internal vendors and things like that. So we've tried to take it and kind of make it work for, West Hartford and Connecticut based on the needs for, this specific market.
No, I highly suggest all my listeners, all, 14 or 20 of you guys. Kidding, there's a lot. Check it out, 637 New Park Avenue, 637, and their website and their Instagram is great. You could check, like, that gets me down there. I see a purple bun. I'm like, oh, I got to try this. Let's relish this. I see, like, a falafel. Oh, I got to try this. That Instagram has never lured me more than your site. And I know I can go there. I know there's convenient. I can either walk my dog or quickly drive. Sometimes while getting my dog at Uber Dog, I swing by and I just stop in. And that Graham, whoever's, again, working at the Graham, Hillary, great job.
Props to Hillary. We've gotten feedback. Like when we've posted a picture of lobster poutine, the person has been like, you got to warn me next time when you put a picture up, because like we will sell out of that ingredient like that. So we've gotten some good feedback. Food is motivational, especially when people know that they can drive 5-10 minutes or walk right down there and have it. Yeah. There's
and like a family of 4. I have a vegetarian kid. I have a kid that likes meat. We go down there and everyone has their choice. You put the gluten-free option, the veggie option. And
what's the best thing you've eaten at the Gastro Park so far?
I really like the baba ganoush spicy falafel. They don't have it on the menu as spicy, but I ask for it spicy.
Oh, yeah.
And then the nachos, the baba ganoush, I like that one.
That's cool. That's where I want to...
The pizza, chunky tomato pizza, slamming.
He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. I met him at a wedding. Iron and Grain was catering a backyard wedding last summer. A lot of weddings got shifted from big venues to backyards, obviously within the numbers, but our food trucks were parked right next to each other in this person's driveway. Tried his pizza, and I was like, dude, you got to come to the Gastro Park. Yeah. And he's a good guy. He's a young entrepreneur, same type thing. He kind of has like a truck that's part of a brick and mortar, but he runs the truck.
Oh, nice.
So it's a cool setup.
And where'd you get Iron and Grain? That's a cool name. Is it iron? Let me guess here. Iron for the vehicle, grain for the booze, or am I?
I guess there's a lot of different ways you can interpret it. But iron really primarily refers to like the way that we're cooking. You know, we're cooking things in cast iron. We're cooking things over this grill grate, and grain represents our cooking method. You know, it's all wood fired. So
Wait, I've never seen. I might miss that. Have you cooked iron and grain down at Gastro?
oh yeah, definitely. Not
man.
since like
I don't think I've ever caught.
early December, late November.
All right.
Because the truck is really just coming out of, hibernation. We're doing private events now. Like, actually, as we speak, I got to shout out Talcott Transmissions. Do you?
No, where is that?
You've driven by them many times,
definitely.
right on Talcott. The owner Alex, I was referred to them because the truck.
Oh, it's next to Dr. Rick's chiropractor spot.
Yeah, right by Uberdog too.
And Uberdog, in between the two of them.
So the truck is getting a new transmission there right now, and it'll be ready to go. And then Friday we're going out to Lion Rock Farm, beautiful venue out in Litchfield County, doing a rehearsal dinner. And so catering season is here. But yeah, the food, the Viking as we call it, 59 Chevy, hasn't been vending food at the Gastro Park recently, but it will very soon.
Man, 59 Chevy.
1959 Chevy, yep.
That's
Founded
awesome.
in Alabama. Brought it up, had it completely restored, retrofitted. So we've got a wood-fired grill, beer taps, wine fridge. We're the first food truck in Connecticut to have a liquor license. But yeah, it's been a journey. You drive all around the state in a 59 mobile bar, and
You're turning heads.
you have some experiences.
and
Some near-death experiences.
I couldn't imagine that. I bartended once at Lake Quassapag in Middlebury. Shout out to Middlebury. As a wedding for a Waterbury firefighter. So
At Quassy?
huge. At Quassy, yeah.
Yep.
In the pavilion, and it was a great experience bartending. I was a little nervous at first, but then you see that person approaching. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get their drink ready.
Yep.
You start small talking, and I made like $170, $180. This is like 15 or 20 years ago. I wasn't even married.
Sure. You just saw the movie Cocktail.
Yes, I started doing the. Here, want to do it? Let's get the chairs in. Interrupted me. How dare he?
I see.
Middlebury, and so no, it's fun, and I could only imagine. Start small talking, you get friendship, you start connecting with this person, I know that person.
Yep.
So I could only imagine when you do your venues at rehearsal dinners, and you start again, what this person is drinking because you've already visited 5 times, and he's like, every time you see me, get that ready, and he gives you.
No, we've never served anybody 5 drinks.
Oh yeah, never. I think I did.
But yeah, maybe we'll get you an interview with James, the bar manager for Gastro Park.
Okay.
And we'll see, if you can maybe work a shift there. But he's going to put you through the ringer, I bet. So.
Yeah. No, I really want to do a celebrity bartending event.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk it out. Let's brainstorm right now. So I got experience with celebrity servers. I've done it at Rita's Italian Ice.
Yep.
And we've done it at Donut Crazy.
What does serving donuts consist of?
Let me
Grabbing
have the pink
the donut.
one. Here's the pink one. I was thinking maybe you just get a bunch of taps. We're going to get Be a Good Friend cups.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone buys a cup,
Yep.
they get that first pour.
Mm-hmm.
And for half an hour blocks, we'll have like a celebrity.
Yep.
Dave's going to be a celebrity.
Yep.
He'll serve from 5 to 5:30. Dennis House was a celebrity. Derek Slapp, the mayor. We got, friends of Feeney. They're everywhere. We'll fill it up, and then people will come to see their friend. Like the head of the PTO or principal of a school, the head of the baseball, little league, the football.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, we can definitely figure something like that out.
All right, you heard it here. He agreed to it. It's happening. June look good for you?
We're going to have to work on the celebrity list, though. We got to step it up a little bit.
All right.
No politicians.
All right, get them out. Hey, it's your place. Your call. You started to beat me to my own game. My best, worst, first, last.
I
my
watch.
Food tracks.
I watched
my food trucks.
I watched 2 episodes.
Yeah, you put me on the spot.
Yeah.
My best food truck spot.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your best? You make drinks, obviously.
Yeah.
You want to do best, worst, first, last drinks?
Worst drink? Yeah. That we make, or just in general?
You personally, your whole life, even.
Oh, whole life. Gotcha. Let's focus on best. I mean, honestly, one of our most popular items is our black and blue slider. I really enjoy that dish. We've converted a lot of non-blue cheese lovers. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't like blue cheese," and we just say, "Trust us." You know, it's pretty balanced. So black and blue sliders would definitely be the best dish. Best cocktail. I mean, I guess that's so subjective, but I really like, a drink that we used to do. We don't do it as much anymore, but it's called Hank Mardukas. It's kind of like a dark and stormy meets like a Mai Tai almost.
Who is Hank? Is he a person?
Hank Mardukas. So, I love movies. A lot of
give me a hint. Give me a hint first. I'm a movie guy.
Okay, so Hank Mardukas. It's a Paul Rudd movie.
All right, just tell me then.
Okay.
Not a fan of that guy.
You're not a fan
is
of
he
Paul?
Ant-Man?
Yes.
All right. Huge fan of Ant-Man. Excuse me. Take that back.
Okay, good.
I apologize. Right. Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd has been making movies.
Friends.
I mean, I don't know if he has a Lifetime Achievement Award, but he should.
All right. Name the movie then. The Bill and Dave thing?
No, definitely not. I Love You, Man. The whole premise is he's getting married and he has no friends. And he's looking for a best man, and he meets Jason Segel. But his father is, I can't think of his name, but you'd recognize him, really decorated actor. And they're at dinner one night, and he's talking about who his best friend is. And his best friend is, he claims, his other son, Andy Samberg's character, but also this guy, Hank Mardukas, who they used to work at IBM with. So
totally fictitious, made up.
Totally made up, yeah. Right. So probably 10. No, that's being generous. 6 people maybe in the lifetime of the truck have been like Hank Mardukas, and then we instantly know that they're cool. So that's my favorite drink, I would say. Also, although Hillary does make, I got to give props to Hillary because that drink's from before her time. But since she's stepped aboard, she's definitely brought a new level of expertise, and I'm a sucker for her passion fruit margarita.
No, I like her old fashions. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
So
no, she does a good job.
She's great. So that's the best, worst and first, and last. What's the last drink you made?
The last drink I made?
Yeah. Did you make a drink today?
No, I did not make a drink today. Although they don't know what time it is, I guess. It could be 8 a.m. for all they know. So my go-to drink, my nightcap drink that I have after a busy day, usually like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I'll have a Mezcal Negroni. So a traditional Negroni has gin in it. So instead of gin, I put Mezcal, which is,
Is that tequila?
It's not tequila, but it's like kind of like tequila. It's a very smoky, liquor
you
that
serve
comes
those
from
down
Mexico.
There? I'm gonna try one next time.
We don't always have them. Well, actually, we did for Cinco de Mayo. So we have. If you come to the park, you can get one now.
All right.
Or if you come to another Iron and Grain event, we can hook you up with one. I should have brought one of those. What do you like, mezcal?
I'll drink it.
Yeah, big fan. Big fan of has a nice smoky.
I know that sounds
flavor
good.
to it, and it's becoming very popular. It used to be the liquor store by my house only carried 1 or 2 kinds, but now it's become very popular on the West Coast and urban areas like New York City, so it's kind of expanding. So we're benefiting from not only a craft beer boom, but from all these different types of spirits.
All right, first one, and then I have a new game, brand new, just for you.
First one, what? First food?
First drink.
Oh, first drink that I ever made?
Yeah.
It was probably something terrible with Pop-Off, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah,
the good stuff.
Back in the day.
Plastic bottle.
Me and I got my cousin Adam, we made the best of it, but I can't say it was anything good. Probably had some mixture of
orange juice
or
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Gatorade.
You put enough other, liqueurs in it.
All right, so the next one. This is just for you. Setting the stage for you. You're down at Gastro. You're at the picnic table. You just got your best drink from your favorite food truck. You got your best meal. You're at the picnic table. You could sit down and have lunch or dinner with 4 people. Any 4 people that you want. Who are they and why?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Celeb or not.
Oh, man. Well, man, I'm tempted to just invite you and Paul Rudd along.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys will hit it off and you'll earn a newfound respect for this man's career.
I could be like the Beetle. Ant-Man, Wasp-Man, and the Beetle Man.
No, you're too tall for that. You have to be
true.
like the praying mantis or the stick bug, maybe.
Stick bug, yeah. I get that a lot.
I don't know. like I'm a big fan of Sam Calgione, the founder of Dogfish Head. I read a lot of his books. Well, I read 2 of them. About starting a small business. So I think that'd be interesting, and that's kind of more attainable. But I don't know. I'd have to throw Abraham Lincoln onto the list too.
I was thinking him too. I was leaning there.
He's a pretty interesting character. I think you'd have to sit down with. But also, people always ask me this question, like if you could see one musician, dead or alive. I think it would be great to see Jimi Hendrix in his prime, be able to transport that. And then, not to be morbid, but my dad. My dad passed away right when I was graduating college. And he inspired a lot of my entrepreneurial spirit, but also kind of the direction that I took in my life. Because he was a very hardworking guy, and I watched him kind of like pursue a lot of careers and fields that just kind of beat you down, Unless you're in the driver's seat, they kind of use you and then throw you aside. Like my dad was a salesman, so when I was growing up, we lived in Fairfield County, and he worked in New York City and worked in the textile industry selling yarns. And then eventually that went all overseas, so he had to reinvent himself. And then he became a wholesale building material guy. And then the economy tanked. So I kind of like really saw his job experience and thought like, wow, I want to build something so that I can be in control, so that I'm not, one day, 60 years old and, being used as the scapegoat for why, this company is succeeding, and then I get kicked to the curb. So
good answer.
I would like to sit, it would be fun to talk to him and just kind of.
I'm sure he'd be proud of you where you are and what you're doing, and, he inspired you. So 2 inspirations, and then political leader and a musician. I think I had that same. I was my grandfather, Patrick Feeney, never met him.
Yep.
He left my dad and died in Ireland. So I would like to see, talk with him. Who else? I had a bunch. Cat Stevens for some reason. ODB from the Wu-Tang Clan.
That would be an interesting conversation for sure.
Martin Luther King, JFK, and maybe Michael Jordan or Anthony Mason. I'm a Knicks fan,
So fun. I'm a Knicks fan as well.
Yes.
My first sports jersey that I ever purchased.
Mace in your face?
Anthony Mason.
Get out.
Yep, number 14.
Come on.
I've always kind of liked the role player, the dirty work. I do have a Patrick Ewing jersey, but I didn't want to get Eli Manning's jersey.
Yeah, everyone had that guy.
Exactly. So I have an Anthony Mason. I have a Nick Van Exel jersey randomly. But
Nick the Quick.
Loved basketball growing up. Big fan of the Seattle. Knicks were my favorite team. I'm not one of those guys this is my 3rd favorite team. This is my 4th. But I also loved the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah.
So I have a
Sean
Sonics
Kemp
jersey, the Rain Man. Yeah.
That's the number one Darty jersey. Day party. Darty.
What's that?
A Darty is a day party.
And that's what people like wearing to day parties? Is
There's
Sean
top
Kemp?
5. The Barstool put this out. And actually, no. That wasn't on there. And I wrote that should be on there. The Rain Man Sean Kemp Sonics jersey is the best jersey to hang out in.
Really?
Disagree?
It's up there for sure. I'd have to think about it.
I had the mace in your face. He was like you said, role player, can guard anyone.
Yep. I
Six
saw
man
Charles
of the year.
Oakley at the casino right before the pandemic.
Mohegan or Foxwoods?
Yeah, Mohegan. Yep.
Did he get kicked out
I
of
gave
there
him
too?
some love. No, I told him I thought it was a
Yeah.
crime the way he was being treated. And then maybe a year before that, I saw Gary Payton at the airport.
Come on, I like.
And I made him take a picture with me. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Let me get a picture." And he was just like, "Oh."
You didn't get one with Oak? You're scared.
I was too drunk, honestly. It was at Winefest.
Oh yeah.
Every year, for I don't know, maybe 8 years now, I go to Mohegan Sun Winefest.
Yeah, my buddy swears by it. The Savage Pallets loves the Winefest.
What's Savage Palette? Is that his company?
Yeah, he makes out of that pallet up there, the Direct Line Media. So he'll make.
That's sharp.
Yeah, and we're gonna get one for.
We
Gastro
should get him
Park.
to do a pop up at the Gastro Park.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Savage, Mr. Savage. So Savage Palette. You're gonna do a pop up at the Gastro Park. We're getting you a Gastro Park. I won't surprise you, but
I like to be surprised.
That's a great idea. Savage, you're in.
But yeah, Wine Fest is a good time.
No, he loves it. He swears by it. And I was going to go this year. Like you have to book a hotel,
Yeah.
obviously, to be safe and respectful. And
I mean, you don't have to stay
responsible.
there. Like, I've done it a few different ways. Like, sometimes it's too cost prohibitive to stay there, but there's so many hotels around that offer shuttle services that you can, stay at a Marriott, and I'll use points, and just
Yeah, right up the street a little
exactly.
bit.
And they offer a free shuttle ride. But I'll be honest, each year it gets a little less good because they used to do it in the ballroom, and now they've moved to this big giant convention center. Like
Multiple floors too, right? Or no?
It used to be.
Because they had
It used to be multiple floors,
don't
but
they do
now
beer
it's
on one floor.
yeah. It used to be wine and all this stuff on one, beer on the second. But now it's in this big giant field house. Like you could fit like a football field and like two
geez.
football fields in this thing. It's on concrete floors, still fun but different. But yeah, Oakley was there for that.
I like Oakley. I don't know if I saw anybody fun.
That's my problem with the NBA now. Not so much that a guy like Charles Oakley couldn't maybe. I mean, Charles Oakley did have a jump shot, but there's no way he's hitting a three. And, Charles Oakley's MO was he wanted to beat you.
Oh, yeah.
And at all costs.
Yeah.
Now all these guys are kind of friends. I mean, some of them don't like each other, obviously, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of other things going on, and I just feel like the intensity has been turned down. The level of play is higher. I'll give people that. These guys are precision athletes.
Well, I named my dog Barkley, my wife's favorite player, and my
Sir
favorite
Charles?
player is Sir Charles. Like, he never won a championship, but, was not afraid to slap Bill Lambert, double takedown Shaq, slap someone on the plane for owing him money on a $2 poker game.
Mm-hmm.
Barkley was the man.
Oh, I love Charles Barkley.
Yeah. And I would say, the roughest player now is, Draymond Green, and that's a huge stretch. And someone on the Raptors, I don't know, Serge Ibaka or someone, there's not, that tough brute. Like, Mason would... the 94 Knicks, they were my favorite team of all time.
There's no enforcers in the league anymore.
Like, Jordan would just get pounded every time he went to the hole.
Yeah.
Oakley, Mason, Harper, Ewing. No, great. Yeah, basketball has changed. And then, like you said, no, they all hit threes now, and just, I don't know. Top five. Who's your top five right now, all time?
Top 5 NBA players?
You like LeBron, or
Yeah, I like LeBron.
are you Jordan, LeBron, or Kobe?
I mean, Michael Jordan all day.
Okay.
Then-
Does that say because of your age, you think, or just...
I just think, at the end of the day, Jordan had pieces around him. But LeBron James's teams have been stacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody talks about Scottie Pippen like he's Dwayne Wade. Scottie Pippen is not Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Very good player, but, still. LeBron has just played on better teams, and I think Jordan just dominated so, consistently. If he hadn't left basketball, he might have won, 5 or 8 in a row,
Yeah.
So I would say Jordan's number 1. I put LeBron James number 2. Bill Russell. I think you got to give love to some of the older guys. I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm not going to put any Knicks on there. I mean, if this was, 15-year-old or 12-year-old Tate, it probably would have been Patrick Ewing, John Starks, something ridiculous like that. But Magic Johnson, I remember those are some of my youngest basketball memories, are Magic Johnson as he's just exiting his prime. I remember my father waking me up at midnight to see Magic Johnson come out of retirement.
Oh, yep.
And that's a special memory, being able to watch that.
Is that when he ball faked Latrell Sprewell? I remember that. I think when he came out of retirement to play again.
Yeah, when he came back after taking.
No, I
time
remember
off from
watching
HIV.
TV when he announced that he had the HIV. That was huge. I looked, starstruck and just jaw dropping. So that was I grew up with Magic.
And I never got to see Wilt Chamberlain or those guys play, but I mean, it's just there'll never be another Shaq. You can question Shaq's, touch or whatever you want, but that dude just dominated for a stretch of run. He made basketball not fun for me.
Yeah. And he would take a beating too.
Yeah, I mean, it was like he was just like a physical
Did you see when I broke the
specimen.
chair? You hear what I said when I broke the chair?
Like, did you say that was like Shaq?
I shacked the chair.
Yeah.
That's a verb. Like kids, I don't know if people knew at 17, I said I shacked the chair. People probably like, what is he even talking about? Like he would destroy backboards and I shacked the backboard.
Yep.
I shacked the chair. That's
got-
basketball terminology.
I got to throw Larry Bird in though, because when I was very young, I tried to emulate my shot after Larry Bird. You know, shooting above
Ooh,
my
yeah.
head. You know, because I was a little bit of a late bloomer on the height side. I didn't really hit my above average height until my senior year. So I got to throw Larry Bird in, I guess, in there too.
Yeah.
Larry Legend.
No. Yeah, Larry. So I took the teacher test. It was really hard. I took a principal test really hard, but I had a good luck thing. I would write it on a piece of paper on the table. Larry the Legend Bird, number 33.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I had to do my first year of teaching, you do a best thing. You have to mail it out. I wrote it on the envelope. And it was just like my thing to help.
Your good luck charm.
And it worked. Oh, Bird.
Superstitious? Are you superstitious?
A little bit. When it came to that, and it worked. It's not superstition. Listen, as long as it works. I'm messing that up, but as long as it works. But Larry Bird, I have the Indiana State jersey. It's like a triple X right now, so it doesn't fit.
It's
Obviously.
a triple X right now.
Yeah.
Like it's going to change.
Well, back.
You're planning
we'll
on
see.
shrinking it?
No, well, like 10 years ago, I couldn't get away with rocking a triple X. I maybe had like 10 pounds on me, the style. Now, if I put that on, oh my God, I can't believe I even purchased it that big.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll come back in style.
I know, I just got to hold on to it. No, hoop. You got to get a hoop thing down there somehow.
I do.
Oh, you ever going to get TVs?
Yeah, we'll have a couple TVs. I mean, we never want it to be like a sports bar vibe, obviously, because we want to keep it social. We want to keep people engaged. We very much, I mean, smartphones aren't going anywhere, but we're definitely trying to get people like to break down the digital wall so that the Gastro Park can be a place where people can meet in an analog fashion. But that being said, yeah, we'll have a couple TVs up on the, above the bar. So if there's a, big game on or, whatever, we can show it. But yeah, it's not going to be like you're going down to Buffalo Wild Wings.
No, we don't want that. No, I love the big spool tables. Is that what you would call it? Cables? Were those cables?
Yeah. We upcycled as much material as possible. So
Those were left
tabletops or spool tops, that we took and sanded. Kevin from Rusted Nail Salvage, another local small business, a woodworker, makes a lot of different custom furniture and accent pieces. He's been a huge help. He's been working. I actually met him here in this parking lot in 2016. We did a spring pop-up event executed by the small business, people that reside in 485. And we were over on by the road, and he was in the corner, and he came over, and he looked at the table that I had made out of pallets that we kind of do our prep on for the truck. And he was like, I can make you something better than this. So that's where the relationship started, and he's been a huge help. We've catered events over at his house. He's honestly kind of like family now. We appreciate everything that he's done. But yeah, so he helped us upcycle these spindles. We also have these huge metal bases that we got out of a factory. A guy was just trying to get rid of them. So instead of just throwing them away, we took them over, used them as our bases. So, we're upcycling because we're trying to, reduce waste.
Reuse.
But it's also a good way for us to, be thrifty.
Yeah.
We don't have an endless amount of money to make this project happen.
I had one of those in my backyard, those spools, and I would try to walk on it and get it to spin. That's my
Like you're in the circus?
Yes.
I'm
kill
related
myself.
to P.T. Barnum.
Are you?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
World's greatest showman.
On my mom's side, he's like my
Bridgeport.
great grandmother's uncle. Like we used to have a bed in our basement that we donated to the P.T. Barnum Museum. It was like that was his.
Come on.
But I feel like that's kind of not like a good thing I should be telling people.
Especially in Hartford, didn't he burn the tent down? Was that him? The circus fire.
History's foggy, so I'm not going to bring it up. But
Forget
it's just
I said that.
Circuses are kind of icky.
Oh, now animals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I feel like I'm going to have to hide that from my past. People might try to cancel the Gastro Park one day.
Oh yeah, no. You angered someone. Someone out there is offended.
I'm a big fan of elephant rights, for the record.
Yes. Huge fan of elephants. Ivan, the one and only Ivan, great kids book. Then they did it's about a circus, a rundown elephant, and they made it into a movie. It's on Disney Plus, but good book.
I'll have to check that one out. Elephant.
You brought up elephants, and it's not Dumbo. Dumbo's canceled anyway, so you can't watch that.
Mm-hmm.
But Ivan, great book. What if someone, speaking of unique exotic animals, dogs are welcomed, the people are getting on airplanes with their security peacock and their security or their safety animal. Are all animals welcomed or just strictly dogs?
No, not animals are welcome. I don't want to open up that Pandora's box.
Because I was getting ice cream in Cape Cod once and they had a pig on a leash.
Well, it's funny. We take the truck, Iron and Grain takes the Viking, and we will pop up over at the Heirloom Flats, I think it's called. It's really nice apartments over in Bloomfield. And they have a very good social media account, too, and they'll post pictures of the tenants' dogs. And there's somebody who lives there who has a pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a pet.
Yeah. That's like a thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be as smart as dogs. So I guess we would allow a pig, but or maybe a cat on a leash. It's just, it's got to be safe. Can't make other people feel uncomfortable. That's a big thing. So, no bringing your pet iguana down.
Sebastian Menacuso, I always jack up his name, has a great bit on people getting on planes with their peacock on their shoulder.
Sebastian Maniscalco. Yeah.
Who said that was a good idea? Who let you leave the house like that?
I love stand-up comedy. That was one of this job I used to have that inspired, these businesses. One of the best things about it was some of my clients were out in L.A. So I used to have to go out to L.A. to service these media agencies, and I would always hit up,
the store?
The Comedy Store while I was there.
You've been there.
I've been there probably 10 times. And I've seen some people come on stage that were not on the schedule.
Yeah, late night, just practice.
Bill Burr's made fun of me. Whitney Cummings has made fun of me. I saw Chris Rock show up once unannounced.
No, I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan.
I saw him once.
Come on. Yeah, he talks about it. I want to go to the store. He's opening one in Austin. I got roasted once at the Funny Bone or City Steam.
Yeah,
and I'm front row right in front of the comedian.
People have reached out to have comedy shows at the Gastro
Come
Bar.
on, do it.
I don't know. I love comedy, but bad comedy is rough.
Yeah, you get booed off.
It's just, I've seen it at breweries where Iron and Grain has been vending, but in the food truck, and there's been people doing it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I could do a better job, but it's kind of painful when somebody's out there, and it's tough when you
it's
you hear
uncomfortable.
Joe Rogan talk about this. You need to have the right room for comedy to be a productive atmosphere. Yeah. So it's something that maybe we'll look to do on a special
outdoors
occasion.
Rough because you don't want side conversations. You want to make sure people aren't engaged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll give it a whirl.
Norman McDonald?
Love him. Yep.
I used to love him too. I saw him once. He gave up. Everybody got their money back. He was
that's
so
his
bad.
shtick, though. I thought
he didn't even try.
That was his thing that he didn't try. He roasted someone like Shatner, and was like, "You have nothing on your head, or nothing in your head but a hat." He's lame jokes, which I thought was his shtick.
Yeah.
But they really to the point where he gave his money back.
Yeah, he was so drunk, he wasn't even saying stuff on stage.
Okay, all right.
And people were just ugh. It was in
Google his ESPY awards when he hosted the ESPYs. Oh boy, he's not allowed on ESPN anymore.
I believe it.
He's got an Anthony Mason dig.
Oh really?
It's terrible. Yeah.
I have two older sisters. I'm a mistake. I can say that with pride. And so they're 10 years older than me. So I grew up watching Norm Macdonald SNL years with them.
Yeah.
And he was, I loved him. So that's why when I saw this live,
upset.
It hurt me.
Yeah, it hurt me. Sad.
I was like,
no, David Chappelle bombed in Hartford, and he's coming back to the casino to make up for it. So Chappelle, Chappelle fan.
So I was a few years, one of the perks of this old job is I used to get a lot of tickets to shows. So they did this few years. They didn't do it pre-COVID, but it was a huge comedy show over at the Xfinity Theater. And so I went one year, sitting in the lawn, and Louis C.K. was the headliner. And the previous year was the year that Dave Chappelle was out there, and he just basically told the crowd, F off. And Louis C.K. ends his bit, because several comedians had referenced Dave Chappelle throughout the night. Had made like jokes, kind of like poking fun at his expense. And then Louis C.K. ended his going, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle. And everybody just thought he was joking. And then Dave Chappelle came out. And like, I grew up in high school when Chappelle Show was coming out, so I love that. Me and all my friends love that. We love Dave Chappelle. So when I saw him do that in Hartford, that kind of like left a bad taste in my mouth. Because you never want to see somebody unappreciative. Because it seemed like he was maybe a little rough. But he came out that night and was so cool. He kind of apologized, but then he did a little bit of a set. It was very funny, very appreciative. Like, he kind of made fun of the crowd, but then he also kind of made fun of himself, too.
Yeah, he came back and said he was burnt out.
And then, but like during this night, this little set that he did, he kind of like made amends for what he did that night in Hartford. So it was cool to be able to see that.
I love Chappelle. You're like 38, 40? What are you?
I'm 35.
35.
Yeah, I think for my, 17th birthday, my two older sisters, I'm very lucky. It was kind of like having three moms, so there was good and bad with it. But for one of my birthdays when I was in high school, they took me to go see Dave Chappelle at Caroline's during the height of Chappelle's show, and he performed there. It's kind of a letdown there, too, because he was very inebriated. But a lot of other funny people.
I saw Paul Mooney at Caroline's. He was on the Chappelle a
classic,
couple times.
Yep.
Who did I see? I actually went to a Red Sox-Yankee game, and my old roommate from college was in Brooklyn. He's like, come, there's a concert. I went to the Dave Chappelle Block Party DVD.
Oh, really?
Like Erykah Badu, I think Nas. Like, it was free. Let us in, patted us down. We were in it. Still haven't peeked to see if I made the DVD, but I was.
You haven't studied that thing?
I know. I got to zoom in. But they were like, speaking of, Chappelle comes out. He's like, "There's guns on the roof," and there's like snipers on the roof for security. But
during COVID, he was doing those like performances in a field in like his town in Ohio where he lives.
Yeah,
it would have been pretty cool to go to one of those.
They say those are great when like you said, you didn't expect to see someone at the store. Leno pulls up and sometimes they'll go on till like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
no, huge comedy.
That's the great thing about LA is like there's such a high concentration of comedians right there that you never know who's going to show up. I mean, and we've gotten great seats. Like, I've been me to you, Bill Burr.
I like
I had Bill Burr make fun of me for how many pillows I had in my bed.
Would you? Oh, because he asked you how many pillows, and what'd you say?
Yeah.
More than 2?
I said 4.
Oh, bro.
Because I have a queen-size bed.
I want to make fun of you.
I had a queen-size bed. I don't think I had a girlfriend at that time. I wasn't living with her. But if somebody stays over, you need to have pillows for them. I only need 2 pillows. I mean, I could get by with 1, but if I had my pick, 2 pillows. But my bed had 4, and I said that, and he ripped me.
Well deserved. Good job, Bill Burr.
Whitney Cummings, yeah, this is funny. So I had this friend good friend of mine, he actually helped run the truck for me a while, but he lived out in California originally. We got to the Comedy Store early, and they put us front and center. He's like, we can't sit here. Like, we're going to get roasted.
Yeah.
So he awkwardly tells the hostess, she's like, we're moving. So we moved to the side of the stage, a few rows back. I won't repeat what Whitney Cummings said because
she's wrong.
It hasn't aged well, I guess, maybe. But right when she comes out of the stage, she just turns around and she goes, look at these 2. And I'm just like, see, you can't avoid it, man. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, you don't want to be front row, and you never want to walk in late while they're in their bit.
Yeah.
I made the mistake. I was sitting front row. I had my feet on the stage, comfy. He goes, "You comedian?" And I looked around like, "No." Then why are your feet on the stage? And I was like, sorry. I thought I was chilling. I got my girl and my wife now, but why are you a comedian? Put me on the spot. Or one time, New York, who's farthest away? And people were like, California, Nevada, Connecticut. And they were like, look at this loser's Connecticut, because New York not that far, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, always a fan. I saw Dustin Diamond at the Ground Round in Waterbury.
Is he a stand-up comedian?
Rest in peace.
I think he's had a lot of careers.
Yeah. He got a little raunchy and inappropriate, but it was because we were yelling Screech and Lisa Turtle and Zach. We a little heckle going on. But let's talk about Gather and Graze. I love the shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is hot off the press, ladies and gentlemen. Am I the first? Come on, first, worst, best, last.
You're the first. Yeah. Those got dropped off by Idlewild today.
Nice.
Gather 3. So you're the first one to be donning. Yep, that's right.
Gastro Park. No, I love your symbol and logo. Did you have a graphic designer or brander?
We did, yes. Yep. Eric Pankey. Well, actually, this guy, Pat Dugan, local West Hartford resident, approached me, said, "Hey, I work for this media agency, and we do a lot of corporate stuff, but we think it's really cool what you're doing, so we kind of try to do some like fun pro bono side work." So I was like, "Yeah, we're pulling this thing together with every penny that we had." So he kind of brought a few different artists, like ideas, said, "Let me know what you think," and I was like, "I really like this concept," and that was the concept by this designer Eric Pankey. Who he does a lot of cool stuff. Like he's really into tennis. So if you go on his website, he has a lot of cool.
What was like second place?
There was like this. I don't know if Eric did it or if it was another designer. It might have been another designer. Don't quote me on that. But he created this like almost like badge logo that kind of had like the feeling like it was like something you'd see in like a national park almost. Like we obviously have the picnic table, which kind of is in the forefront. But this
I was going to say that's
100% like almost Yosemite, like this one thing. So that was kind of cool. And we got a bunch of other cool ideas, but obviously you can.
That really sells and spews and very brands Gastro Park. Very fitting. I think that's well done with the choice, well with the design, Eric.
Yep.
Connect them for Friends of Feeney. I want to try to get a swoosh. Like something that...
A brand mark, yeah. No, he's great with that kind of stuff. I mean, I am very grateful for what they did. They came up with the Gather Graze idea. We kind of fed them some different ideas about wanting this to be like a foodie playground. So we kind of gave them a brand brief, and then they ran with it and came back with some different ideas.
No, Gather and Graze is very cool, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about bringing people together. It's all about food. It's all about trying different things. The idea is come to Gastro Park, and you can eat from 3 different food trucks, You come with an appetite, and we try to encourage the trucks to have portion sizes that are conducive to bouncing around, so nobody fills up on a 14-pound pulled pork sandwich.
Yep. No, I agree. Gather and Graze, great concept. I mean, it's got the alliteration. Gather, Graze. I think it fits. Love the business cards. Who's 860-840-2179?
That's the number for Iron and Grain.
All right, let's go give them a call.
Send us an email. That's what I prefer.
Iron Grain Company, CO,
Yeah.
at gmail.com. Iron and Grain CO at gmail.com. They'll cater your parties, your birthday parties, your wedding rehearsal dinners. Iron and Grain is definitely way to go. No, this has been a great interview. Final question, favorite teacher? I'm a teacher for 17 years. You're a well-educated guy. College basketball. We didn't even get into that.
Yeah, we'll do some follow-up stuff. I want to have you come to the park at some point when the bar is ready and done, and you should interview James.
All right.
He can make you some drinks.
On location.
Yeah, on location.
Dave's all for that. He would love to pack all this up.
We can bribe Dave with booze. He might not want to do a remote, over at the barber shop, but you can pry him with alcohol.
He's in.
And make more of these whiskey sours. I'm there.
Yeah, that can be arranged. Favorite teacher? My ex-wife. She's a school teacher. She definitely is. No, she's great. I have a great appreciation of teachers from her. Just it's kind of like being a small business owner. When you're a small business owner, you don't stop working. Like there's never a time when you're fully off the clock. And that's one thing that I'm sure you realize is back when I was in school, teachers weren't constantly, within the reach of parents as far as email and this and that.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's no, line of demarcation as far as when, and I guess even living in the same town that you work in, you probably...
Yeah, there's ups and downs to that,
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
But favorite teacher, I mean, growing up, I really liked Mrs. was funny. A couple instances, I had a gym teacher who was also my dad's gym teacher, different school system. But my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Sweeney, was also my sister's fourth grade teacher, and she was great. She was very intimidating on the first day of school, very tough.
Yeah.
Formative moments. I can remember when she told the class that some of us were going through puberty. We were developing what was called GAPO. I know you're a man of alliterations, which, can you guess what GAPO stands for?
Gapo. Gastro.
It's nothing to do with any of the small businesses.
Yeah.
I can assure you that. It stands for gorilla armpit odor. So this was basically her way of telling some of the kids that they were stinky. But yeah, Mrs. Sweeney was
That's
great.
a fifth grade talk.
Yeah, fourth grade.
Wow.
This was fourth grade, yeah. So she was great.
What's
She,
in the
like,
water over there? Where is this again?
This was in Wilton. Cider Mill. Yeah, so the
You got-
Cider Mill is fourth and fifth grade.
That's good water.
What you have for sixth grade?
Sixth grade, you go to middle school, and sixth grade is when you have multiple
Did you go to
teachers.
Cider Mill?
I went to Cider Mill for fourth and fifth. And then sixth, seventh, eighth are middle school. Did you go to Wilton Public Schools?
No, my mother teach at Cider Mill.
Oh. She taught sixth grade, though?
I think it was sixth grade. She taught social studies and all that.
Okay.
Shemaleski.
What's her name?
Patricia Shemaleski.
That sounds very
Did you have a
familiar.
Mrs. C? I'm sure they called her Mrs. C.
Yeah, she did her name like to the Mickey Mouse theme. CHMIELEWSKN.
Smart. Well done. Do it to a song they'll remember and learn it.
I remember there was a time where I could name all of my teachers, K through blah, 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 but who knows when that stopped being a skill I could do. But yeah, Mrs. Sweeney, I guess if I had to focus on one teacher, give her some love. I don't know what she's up to these days, who knows, but she was my sister's teacher. She was hard-nosed, but by the end of the year, you knew she loved you.
No, yeah, there's always that joke. Don't smile till Christmas. Got to set the bar,
Yeah. One of my best friends, Jeff Remillard, he helps me out on the truck a lot. He'll work, 1 or 2 days a week, but he's a school teacher down in Naugatuck. So I just,
The high school or
No, he teaches over at Hop Meadow, I think it's called.
Hopbrook?
Hopbrook, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I see what he goes through and just, all the energy it takes to run a classroom. So, nothing but love and respect for the teachers.
No, I sent my first email this morning at like 5:45. Just sent one. I'll probably send a few tonight. You're never really off the clock.
When did you know you wanted to be a teacher?
I'm a big brother, and my parents got divorced, so I kind of just was a mentor to my little sister, while still bullying them and beating them up
Sure.
and tying
You gotta
them
give them a
together
healthy
and
balance.
putting Kool-Aid in squirt guns and squirting them with it. But besides all that, just, make it short. It's my neighbor, 101 mobility, every time. No, I wanted to be a teacher. So college, I went to school to be a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
State went on freeze. I graduated with sociology. I got my elementary ed degree from University of Bridgeport. I got to internship at Kingsbury School, the same school I went to as a kid, which was great. Like you said, I saw teachers that I had. My fifth grade teacher was the principal.
Yep.
So it was just great to be back. And my third grade students, I knew their uncles, their cousins, their parents. So I was like, I know, Eric Iverson. I went to school with him, and I knew, all these different people, Tony Powell, and just students that or even just last name, I would just name or pretend I even knew them, and it would help build that relationship. But I knew I wanted to be a teacher, just helping kids at a young age. Now that the older I get, the younger grades are getting a little more tiring,
Mm-hmm.
I have my administration degree, so at some point, maybe I'll make that next step, but we'll see.
What, become a principal?
Yeah, vice principal. But I love this community. I love West Hartford. I started at Wolcott School when my daughters started kindergarten. So I was there the entire K through 5 experience with my kids in the same school. Like, you can't put a price tag on that. You can't. It was like the
I know
lotto.
a few people like that. I don't
Yeah.
know, what do you think your kids thought of that? Do you think they loved it?
Yeah, by 5th grade, they didn't look at me and wave at me. But, kindergarten through 3rd, it was cool.
So I remember I had a couple teachers who their kids were going through the school system, and I just thought, God, I would hate that.
I think it was good because they were well-behaved, good kids. If they were, troublemakers.
Well,
that
I've seen your
changes
kids.
things.
They would have been animals, I'm sure, without your supervision.
It's all me.
Burning the school down.
No, thank you again for the flyers. Please recycle. Look at those QR codes. Neela, thank you. Decoration committee. Great kids. I just want to model that we're taking care of others. We are okay. We can help out. You can hold the door for someone. You can pick up trash. You can use your manners and be polite and just do right for everyone, everyone around. So, and thank you again. We are collecting cans this Sunday. We are collecting food for the food pantry. We've donated maybe 15 bags one time and 12 bags the other time. We are currently collaborating with Max and Lily's. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Lindsay. She's another West Hartford teacher. She connected me with Michelle from Max and Lily's. People can donate their consignable clothing, which is like nice. It has to be clean, stainless. Like don't wear it 42 times and then try to return it.
Yep.
It's going to be consignment shop stuff. And then we'll build an account at Max and Lily's, and then a family in need that may have just had a house fire or need some clothing, we could send them over and they can use our account.
Buy some of the new Gastro Park merch that we've got. We've got long sleeve shirts, T-shirts, tank tops, hats, and then, downsize some of your closet. Pick out some of the nicer things that are less worn that you're not going to wear anymore. I've got it. You've got it.
Oh, yeah.
And then, donate those.
There's a rule. If I get a T-shirt, I got to get rid of 5. If I buy sneakers, I got to get rid of 2.
Yep.
There's a rule in the house. I have a sneaker, T-shirt, hat.
My girlfriend's father has a similar philosophy with coffee mugs.
Ooh.
Every once in a while, we get a package in the mail because they live out in Rhode Island. You just give it a shake, and you're just like, oh, more coffee mugs.
He orders them online, too. He likes it.
No, I mean, he's sending us the coffee mugs from his house. That he got a new nice one that he's
and he
stoked
doesn't want to
about.
throw them away.
And he's like, well, these 3, I can't fit them in anymore. Send them to Tate and Jess.
Smart man.
And then we, get to enjoy them.
I like it.
It's the circle of life.
Yep. And then when he goes over there, he knows he has his choice of his favorite cups at your spot.
Yes.
But again, great conversation. Check out Gastro Park, 637
New Park Avenue, right by Butler Power Equipment. It's off of a little road that's technically right off of New Park Avenue, but it technically is New Park Avenue.
Yeah.
So
Is there a name for that street?
no, it's New Park Avenue.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
All of them back there are New Park?
All of them. It goes where Body Rock used to be is 641, then we're 637, then that lot where they store landscaping stuff is 637, and then all the buildings at the end where the new Body Rock is, Smash Avenue, Viking Fitness, that's 635A, I believe.
Wow.
So it's right, we're in between what we tell people is Butler Power Equipment and the Corner Pug.
Nice. No, great spot. I love it. It's
Wednesday through Sunday, rotating food trucks every day, lunch and dinner.
12 to 8.
Yep, hours will expand once the inside opens. We'll have breakfast and coffee and bread available in the mornings.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get into the bread making spot.
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff.
Exciting things going on.
We'll have to do
Check
a
them out on
follow-up
Instagram.
after the inside opens.
Yep, Dave, we're going location, Dave.
I'm in.
There's alcohol, Dave. Don't worry.
I'm in.
So again, episode 19, thank you, Tate. Check them out at Gastro Park. I highly suggest it. Go down and gather and graze. Please come to our can drive, help our community, donate some cans. Again, this was a wonderful podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you,
for having me
James.
on.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sherry. Thank you, Tate.
No,
Hillary.
Yep. She's great.
Everyone down there. We didn't even get into Barkley not liking James. We'll save that for James, my dog, for some reason. But again, episode 19. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you for everyone.
Yes,
I'll
thank you,
see
Dave.
you soon.
Thank you, Direct Line Media. We got to get Dave down doing some other stuff. Dave, do you have a drone?
I can do drones, yeah.
I want to get some cool drone footage once we get the inside open and people are there during the outside,
You know what's cool? You can set up a camera and get your progress as you're building it. And it'll take a picture every 5 minutes. And then
Yeah.
you could get a time lapse. Let's
I
get
think
that
we
going
should
too.
promote a can drop at your house in your driveway and set up that
Do
camera
that.
and watch
As
the
it just
time
builds.
lapse of the cans building along with
And then
your,
my wife's
your
anger
wife's
and her
frustration.
eyebrows get more furious. All right,
No,
shout
thank you
out.
for everything that you do. West
Shout out-
Hartford is lucky to have you,
Yeah.
both as a teacher and as somebody who's doing
Oh,
so
you're
many great
talking to
things.
me, not Dave?
I'm talking to
Feeney.
you, definitely to you.
All right, cool, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, West Hartford. Thank you, Tate. Thank you to my daughters and these wonderful flyers. Can't wait to see you guys on Sunday, May 16th, and Friday, May 21st. Where my dog's at. Take care. Thank you. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Tate. Kill it. Love you.
Have a good one.